Good evening and welcome to the Select Board meeting Tuesday, May 26, 2026. All members are present. Please stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance with me. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Item number 2, review and sign payroll and bills payable warrants out of session and in session, I guess we signed.
But it's true.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. De Palma. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. West. Any discussion? All in favor? And it's unanimous. We have 2 minutes to approve. The first one is April 27, 2026. Hoping everybody had an opportunity to look at them. We'll take them up individually. Is there a motion to approve April 27th, 2026?
So moved. Second.
Motion by Mr. Gerwa, seconded by Mr. De Palma. Any discussion? All in favor? And that's unanimous. Second set of minutes is May 11th, 2026. A motion on that to approve
So moved.
by
Second.
Ms. Maselli, seconded by Mr. De Palma. Any discussion? All in favor? And it's unanimous. Okay, we have appointments. Wetter Setup, is he here?
Great.
Please come forward.
How
Hi,
you doing?
welcome. This is an appointment to request and obtain a common victualler license for Setup Pizza, doing business as Nick's Pizza, roast beef and subs with the property located at 331 Main Street.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have anything you want to say, or you're just looking for?
So we're just buying the shop from Jogo. I don't know if you guys are familiar with. And we just wanna start working as soon as possible.
Okay. And everything else is, it's all in here, everything is the same? the
Yeah, everything will
hours
be the
and-
same.
Yeah,
And he already trained us and
okay,
hopefully we're gonna be even better.
great.
Great.
Any questions from anybody?
Excuse me, Mr. Chair.
Yep.
You're located right in the little strip mall. Where are you located? Where's SB 31?
Which,
Right here on Route 38, right after Wilmington House, by the Chinese store.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that little strip mall, there's
Yeah.
you get the Chinese restaurant, pizza,
Yeah,
so you're on the
and the
corner.
convenience store.
Yep,
The convenience store on one side, we on the other side.
got it.
That's right.
Yep, no,
Mr.
sounds
Manager, any recommendations?
We have 2 recommendations. First, from Shelley Newhouse, our Director of Public Health. I recommend the approval of the common victualler license for Wetter Seti, Seti Pizza Incorporated, doing business as Nick's Pizza, roast beef and subs. And the second is from Al Spalding, Inspector of Buildings. I recommend the approval of the common vic license for the applicant.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved. I'm just going to
By
make
Mr.
that.
De Palma, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Gerwa. Any further discussion, questions? All in favor? And it's unanimous. Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Thank you very
Good
much.
luck.
Good luck to you.
Yep,
Good
you're
luck.
welcome.
Take care, sir.
Okay, on to communications. Mr. Manager.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. The first communication is a memorandum from myself, the town manager, to the board regarding data centers. As the board is aware, and members of the public are aware, we had a member of the public, Mr. Fasulo, who is here today, who came forward at the last meeting with a request that the town take steps to address concerns that he had, that I think are shared with other members of the public about data centers potentially coming into town. And so I wanted to, with this memo, let the board know and the town know the steps we're taking in response to that request. So the first thing is, I did confirm with our assessor's office, we do not have any data centers currently in town. That's an important thing because of zoning, we wouldn't be able to ban something that was already here. That data center would be grandfathered, but we don't have any in town, so that makes it a little bit cleaner. I talked to Valerie Gingrich, who is our planning director, and she and I, after a review of the town zoning bylaw, concurred that a reading of our bylaw is such that we currently don't allow data centers, because our bylaw, our use table is such that we have a clause that says, if a use is not specifically allowed under this bylaw, it is prohibited. So we don't have a data center use. But just to be safe, what we are going to do is make a request to the Economic Development Committee to come up with like a good definition of a data center so that we're very clear about what we're talking about. And then hopefully have that definition referred over to the planning board so they can draft what would be a fairly short bylaw that would prohibit data centers in all of our zoning districts in town. I know that there had been a talk about a moratorium, but after talking about it with staff, I think it's cleaner to just make a bylaw that doesn't allow them at all. And then if for some reasons there's something changes in the future, we would come back to town meeting and ask that someone could, if they wanted to have a data center, come back to town meeting and ask to amend that bylaw, rather than put it in a moratorium and then have to be required to address that issue again when the moratorium expires. This would just say, we don't allow them.
Okay.
And if situation changes in the future, we can always revisit it through a vote at town meeting. Those changes to the bylaw, both adding that and then if we wanted to change in the future, would require a 2/3 majority. So the town would have to speak, both in favor of saying no by a 2/3 majority, and then if we wanted to change in the future, it would have to be by a 2/3 majority as well. And so that would be that communication.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Fasulo, do you want to comment on that? I know you brought it up at the last meeting. Huh? Okay.
The second communication we have is from the Massachusetts Department of Revenue, Division of Local Services. This is a certification of the Shawshene Valley Technical High School excess and deficiency account. So the state has certified that Shawshene Tech has $2,763,076 in its E&D account as of July 1st, 2025. So that was at the close of the last fiscal year. That becomes pertinent, Mr. Chair, if we move on to the next communication, which is a communication we received from Shawshene Valley Technical High School, informing all of the various towns that the Shawshene Tech, through its school committee, voted to amend the FY26, so the current year's school budget. They voted to increase the current year's school budget by $1.9 million. The entirety of that $1.9 million increase is being funded by the excess and deficiency that was certified by the state. So there's no increased assessment to the towns, which is why it doesn't have to come back to us to approve the increased budget. My understanding in my communication with the superintendent of Shawshene Tech is the intention of Shawshene Tech to take $1.4 million, so to take this $1.9 million and move it into their stabilization account that they set up a couple of years ago with all the town's approval, although I think it was a little controversial at the time. Mm-hmm. They're gonna move this entire $1.9 million into that stabilization account and then take $1.4 million from that stabilization account to fund the feasibility study for the Shawshene Tech expansion remodel project with the state. This means is that the vote that we took at town meeting authorizing the $300,000+ from free cash to go towards that feasibility study, they no longer need. And my understanding is, although I haven't seen it, is that they have sent a letter to the towns basically requesting that that be reversed. We can't do that until another town meeting, but the plan would be at the next town meeting, we would rescind that vote, and that $331,000, I think, would go back into free cash from whence it came.
Thank you. It is, that is disappointing to hear this take place. And instead of getting the 5 towns to go along with the feasibility study and going through with it,
Yep.
it was stopped in the process in order now to take from their free cash, which makes no sense to me that they would stop something in the process and that they would let it go forward. And then if a town said no, then they could do this. I know that there was an issue with the Tewksbury town meeting, but I thought that they were gonna go back and revisit, but maybe
Well,
not.
I think the issue got resolved in that the determination was that it was a no vote
Oh, okay.
by Tewksbury, because they needed 2/3 and they didn't get the 2/3 vote, because that's the way that they were appropriating
Okay.
the
And in
funds.
which case, I can see.
So
What's
that, I
happening?
think that's what
Yeah.
drove this, is not wanting to try and go back to Tewksbury. But, as you say, that's,
Mr. Chair, can I just ask a quick
Yes.
question? Now, they moved 1.9 million into their stabilization account,
yes,
and they're spending 1.4, if you will, on this study, feasibility study.
Correct.
That leaves an extra $500,000. Is that $500,000, do we know what's going on with that? Because some of that theoretically is our assessment.
it's in the stabilization account, I think. So up until that stabilization account was created, the rule was if the E and D added up to more than 5% of the total budget, then the excess was divided among the towns in a proportion to their assessment. Once we added that stabilization account, I don't think it's that straightforward. So yes, I do think that if that stabilization account hadn't been set up, we would have been owed some funds out of that excess and deficiency. But because we set up that stabilization account, it's not clear to me whether that's the case anymore. Because I think the way that they worded it is they were allowed to take money from their excess and deficiency and
Right.
put it in the stabilization account first, and then measure whether or not they were left with 5%.
Yeah, but it's still, in my eyes, it's still $100,000 plus or minus that somehow.
500,000.
Well, no, it's 500,000 divided by the 5 towns, I'm just
Sure.
rounding. It's $100,000 plus or minus that, it sounds like we're kind of overpaying in one respect.
And I don't have any idea what the plan is from Shashi Tech to do with the excess funds in that account. Now, I know we use stabilization accounts to save for future projects.
Right.
In theory, that's what this capital stabilization account that they set up is to do. So,
Yeah, because it sounds like they're saying, hey, we're going to save you $300,000 or whatever the amount was, but we're going to charge you theoretically $100,000 issue on the other end.
sure.
So, we should probably, just wonder if we can find out what that is, or if there's, or does it, is it,
I mean, I don't think they have a specific plan for it. I think they just set it aside for future capital projects.
okay.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
maybe we should invite the Shawshene Tech school committee member from Wilmington to one of our meetings to explain this a little more.
We could.
That's right there.
Yeah, that's what they
idea.
represent us.
Yeah?
Yes.
I think that's a great idea.
We can do that.
Okay, we can try and see if one of the meetings in June,
Yeah,
one or both of the members of
yeah.
from Wilmington
great
can
idea.
come.
Most likely the second meeting in June. I think the
I
first
think
meeting
we're
may be a
starting-
little bit busy.
We're starting to build.
Yeah, I
that one
know.
up, yeah.
Thank you.
Those are all the communications.
All right, board to consider. Number 6.
Mr. Chair, this is a board to consider the authorization of an order of taking for property located at 333 Andover Street. As folks who attended the annual town meeting are aware, through negotiations with the property owners, and through a request for additional funding at town meeting, this would be an order of taking for 333 Andover Street. It would be a friendly order of taking. What that basically means is that the family, all of the owners have already signed waivers of any rights to sue the town for any damages as a result of a take. Or for any relocation fees. Basically, they've waived all their rights under the statute to get anything more than the amount that that's appropriated and authorized for them.
Okay. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. De Palma, seconded by Mr. West.
Second.
Any discussion?
The only question I have,
Sure.
excuse me, Mr. Chair. The only question I have is the cost of putting out the fire up there, is that still on the property owners?
So that is being deducted off of the amount that they're getting.
Thank you.
So, just for the record, it was $42,000 in response costs by the fire department to put out the fire. And so that amount is being deducted from the total amount, which was $10,750,000, before the checks are being issued to the property owners,
Thank you.
in addition to a $75 water bill.
No
Taking
back
that too.
taxes.
They did not know any back taxes.
Any other discussion? Anybody in the audience want to make a comment before the vote? Okay. All in favor? Opposed? And unanimous. I said opposed after everybody said yes. Okay, number 7.
Board to consider number 7, Mr. Chair, is a request from Alad Ahmed Mohsen, Tony's Ice Cream by Alex, to obtain a hawk and peddler's license to sell ice cream within the borders of the town.
Okay, is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Maselli, seconded by Mr. De Palma. Any discussion? Comments?
So this, just one quick thing. Will this be a seasonal thing, or, because it sounds like he's going to be, it's like an ice cream truck driving around, is that,
Right.
Yeah, so it's,
We have recommendations.
yeah, so upon review, the Wilmington Police Department recommends approval contingent upon the approval of the select board. In addition, it's expected that all operations will remain fully in compliance with the rules, regulations, and laws of the town of Wilmington. And the health department has no issues with the approval for the hawk and peddler's license. And then the recreation department says they're familiar with the business. Our relationship with the business has been good over the years. That's from the rec department.
All right, all in favor? And that's unanimous. All right, before we go to public comments, just want to remind the board members, in your packet was the select board policies and procedures. We'll take that up at the next meeting. The committee did have a final meeting to discuss a couple of the issues that you'll see highlighted for you to look at, and then we'll discuss that at the June 8th meeting.
If I could, Mr. Chair, just real quick, just to explain what you see. The green highlighted in portions of the two sections were the language that was originally recommended by the group that got together and proposed it. The yellow is the language as reflected by the changes requested by the board
Yep.
in both of those two sections.
On to public comments. Please state your name and address for the record, please.
Rob Fasulo, 28 Marjorie Road. First of all, thank you for taking that up. I appreciate it. I just want to bring up something in our fairly recent history, the detox center. If you remember, detox centers were not in our zoning, but they played a little games with the semantics and they got it in as a nursing home. With the data centers, that's how they got it through in Lowell. Lowell, they call them a telecommunications center, and now they have this big monstrosity of a building. So while, yes, it may not say data center, Wilmington doesn't have a definition of a data center. Therefore, they can just call it what they want, and there's a good chance it gets in. So I would hope that you guys would see the circumstances here, and should there be a special coming forward, I'd like to see a moratorium done so that the departments, this is not going to be a small thing. It's going to take a lot of different hands to get this properly done. So put a moratorium in place, give the time for the departments to do this properly. So that's number one. Number two, actually somebody called me during the week, a senior who was taking a bus to the senior center. And I wish I could take credit for this, I can't, but I did verify it. There are no crosswalks at the senior center, so people getting off the bus, going southbound on 38, are getting off just around AAA, and they have to play dodgeball with the cars coming through. The senior was asking me if I could bring it up to you guys, and I can't see why there wouldn't be a crosswalk there. So I'm letting you guys know, probably needs to be something done there. Mr. Chair, if you can take a look at that,
Yep.
be fantastic.
Like a response,
Yes.
Chair. So that's a very good point. That crosswalk has already been designed. We have funding for it, and it's going to be installed very soon. We already have the beacons. I think we're literally waiting for MassDOT made the determination that they no longer allow solar powered the rapid flashing beacons. So we just had to order some of the appropriate type to be on the
Thank you.
MassDOT street. So
Thank you.
So it'll be lit. So
yeah, it'll be the
press
rapid
button
flashing
and they'll-
beacons. They'll be lit. The crosswalk will be installed. That's been on
Okay,
our to-do list for a little
great,
bit.
great. Yes,
Stacy Murphy, 9 Christine Drive. I echo Rob's statements about the data center. I do know for a fact that Houghton Mifflin Company had what they call a telecommunications center on Ballardvale, at 187 Ballardvale. So something like that was able to get in. I believe they're closed down now, but I'm not 100%. I think one of the divisions still uses it. And my second thing is, when can the public see the board packets? So like you had everything up here during the meeting, but we can't see that prior.
They were posted online this morning
The agenda was. I didn't see a
with the
packet.
full packet.
I saw it.
Yeah, the full packet's there.
Okay.
Yeah, we're trying to do our best on that. We want the board members to receive the packet first on Friday.
Oh, no,
send
that's
out on Friday.
understandable.
And then we want to send that out, and I've talked to the town manager and expressed my feelings that it needs to go out before noon time, so.
Okay. And I
This
also,
was the first one, but if we can work it so that the packet goes out on Friday, but sometimes things need to be redacted and.
Yeah.
and so
And I
we're
also-
gonna do our best to get
right.
it out.
I also appreciate you asking the public if they wanted to speak prior to your vote just a little while ago.
Yep.
Okay? Thank you.
Yep.
Hi, Paul Shelliff, 448 Hopkins Street. I just wanted to touch upon the data center as well. Just reading kind of cursory information about data centers. There are some in the Commonwealth right now. I believe there's one in Andover and there's one out in Western Mass. They call themselves R&D, research and development data centers. And it's kind of they're kind of self-named, I guess. I don't know much about what they do, except that they are calling themselves data centers and they are calling themselves research and development data centers. And on that point, that is something that's allowed in town under the industrial principal uses for industrial areas. So if the very last one, I think it's either 3.6.7 R&D, and it's kind of vague, electronics, scientific uses and stuff like that. So I would be kind of looking towards that particular aspect of the bylaws with regard to data centers. I don't know if it's a loophole or not, but it seems like if we have out there in other municipalities data centers that are called or calling themselves research and development centers, I think that could easily be something that is allowed in town by our own bylaws, by our own zoning bylaws, under principal industrial uses, research and development. Second thing I would like to say is very happy that you're moving forward quickly with 333 Andover Street. I'm disappointed conversely in how slow things had gone with the Bazell. Similar type situation, townspeople voted on money to be spent for a particular thing. This is maybe 24, 25 days after the town meeting. It's being moved forward, and I'm very happy about that. More than 6 months after the Bazell authorization for the expenditures of money, not much going on. Mr. Chair, to the town manager or anybody else, do we have an update on what's going on with the Bazell School vis-a-vis the RFI that was out there and anything else going on?
Sure. Talk on the RFI?
Sure, so because it's not an emergency, so the RFI ended Friday, which was after the deadline for posting anything for the agenda.
Sure.
Because it's not an emergency.
Sure.
It's going to be on the June 8th agenda. But
Okay.
for folks who are wondering, that was.
I knew there was the deadline, so
Yeah.
I was.
So that's just,
Yeah.
it was just, it's a timing issue.
Sure.
If we had closed it on Thursday, we could have had it on the agenda for today. But we closed it on a Friday. We had one respondent, there were one response. We are in the process of going through it. It appears to be a non-responsive response because it didn't meet the requirements of the RFI, but I'm going to have a full report for the board on the June 8th.
It will be an agenda item at the next meeting.
There will be a memo from me regarding the RFI, yes, on the
Okay.
next agenda.
All right, thank you.
Suzanne Crooker, 135 Middlesex Avenue, right over there. I've made multiple inquiries about the town was doing to expedite the process of removing the extra telephone poles, 5 on School Street, 1 at Middlesex, and have heard nothing. I first began asking about this in the fall, and I called Reading Light, I called Comcast, I called Verizon. All were either answered my phone call or got back to me after I'd made the call. So far, there has been no response from this building, and I have made a visit to the town manager's office. I have been to this meeting twice, asking the same thing. This building project was long planned. Construction began 2 years ago, and I don't think it can be considered complete until all aspects are completed and finalized. While there are multiple double poles around town, including just down the street here, they were created accidentally, either by accidents by cars or by trees falling down. These were planned. My questions are easy, and I'm not that difficult to find. 1, what is the town doing to expedite the removal of the town wires and the no parking signs and the flag holders, et cetera, so Verizon can move theirs, and then Reading Light can finish? Second, if the answer is nothing, my next question is, why not? And finally, when will you start to finish this project? Thank you.
Sure, yes. So we have been working on it. The town wires are not an issue with respect to those poles. My understanding from our contacts with RMLD is it is a Verizon issue, that they are waiting for Verizon to move their wires.
When I spoke with Verizon, they said the town needed to move theirs first.
And that is not correct. So we've reached out to RMLD, to attempt to get them to try and move Verizon along, but we are not holding up Verizon from doing anything. And I have that directly from the director of IT in this building. So.
Does Verizon come before this board to put up poles? Do we know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, on occasion.
Okay, so the next time they come before the board, we'll all say
If
no.
it's not sorted by then.
Until it's
we'll-
resolved.
That's
I
great.
don't have a problem with that at all,
Me either.
but a phone call to Verizon might help as well.
Yeah,
As I said, I had spoken to them, and they told me that they were the last thing to come off the pole.
Okay, we gotta find out what comes first, the chicken or the egg. So it's either Reading Light or Verizon, but someone has to do something, so let me know.
Yeah, I'll reach out to
And I'll call.
the director of Reading Light to see if I can get some more detailed information, but I haven't. Our IT department has done that and hasn't gotten anything other than we're waiting on Verizon.
Since we're under public comments, what drives me crazy is the sidewalk doesn't go all the way to the end. I think that we should take up a sidewalk that goes all the way to the end as well, but what do I know? I don't know. Yeah. Anything else under public comments? Yes.
My name is Laurie Gold, and I realize I'm a week early. My concern is next week, but I'm just going to ask you a quick question. It regards the construction on Nichols Street. I live on 121 Nichols Street, and they're going to be building 2 houses next door to me, which I have no problem with, and I'm not disputing any of the plans. I got this letter, didn't look at the date. It's next Tuesday, but I'm wondering if my question is directed to the right person, because I have questions for the developer in terms of tree removal and also placement of a fence. So is that something I would not address to this board? Would I just directly talk to them? I'm not sure.
No, so next Tuesday, this board doesn't meet. That's a different board.
I'm sorry, I don't hear well.
Yeah, next Tuesday, there's a different board that's
Oh, is
meeting.
it
This is the
different?
select board.
Oh, okay, well, this is, not my forte.
Oh, sure.
So
No.
I'm sitting here thinking, okay, I don't see anything up there for this. Looking at the letter, looking at the date and feeling really dumb because it's June 2nd and this is not.
No.
Okay, so I
That's,
just figured I would ask. So that is a particular meeting just for that issue next week?
so that issue, I don't know if that's the only issue on that meeting, but that issue will be taken
For the
up
planning board?
for the planning board next Tuesday.
So-
And you should absolutely come if you have those
Yes.
concerns.
Oh, I do have questions. Will I be able to ask the developer myself personally?
Well,
what their plans
you would
were?
ask the board,
The board.
and then the board would ask the developer, or,
And the developer would be there?
Yes.
And they would ask the developer, so what, her concern is this, what are you going to do?
correct.
Perfect, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I've never been early for anything in my life.
Any other public comments? No? Let's see any? Yeah.
Steve Seeker, 30 Ashwood Ave. So I'm remiss. I haven't been following fully the Shrappa Farm. We all know about the fire that was dealt with, and the town sought it to be fixed, which is great. And I know the people over there were happy by it. Again, I haven't followed the town meetings, but is it you all that'll start what you're proposing to do? Has there been a plan already put out there? Or is that going to be the planning board or all of you, or what are the thoughts for the Shrappa Farm? I guess that's my question, since we all live over there. And I know there was a traffic study done back when Mike Welch wanted to put a development there, and I know that didn't take place, but now the town is buying the property, so that's different.
Right. Yeah, we really haven't gotten that far yet.
Okay.
As to decide what's going to be over there. There's been a lot of speculation from a new DPW bond to a ice rink to recreational fields. I mean, there's about 40 acres of developable land over there. And I think if you asked everyone in town, there would be 27,000 different ideas for that space, including, walks and the whole bit. But it's certainly something this board is going to have to address.
Yes.
Moving forward.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of things needed. There's the feasibility study that will help us a little bit with that as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're, the next plan, I don't know if you've been following the Textron fields, but we're leasing for 99 years the fields along Lowell Street that used to belong to Textron.
Yep.
And what we did with those was hired an engineer to come up with a master plan over multiple years that then was presented to this board for acceptance. So that's kind of a low-key, kind of what should we do with the property. If you remember Yentile Farms, that was there was a full committee that did many years of really hard work to decide what to do with that. So
And that came out great.
and that came out amazing. So I think the town's got experience with, setting up the appropriate methods for how to deal with properties like that. Shrap is really large and really important to the town, so I think we're probably going to take a very serious look and try to do it the right way.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Any other comments? Okay, thank you. Announcements? Are there any announcements?
Just want to
Yes.
make a quick comment, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to thank everybody that in some manner, shape, or form participated in the Memorial Day weekend. As you know, it's not a day in Wilmington, it's a weekend, from doing the rededication of the monuments to the flags and flowers on the grave, culminating with the parade. But again, there's a lot of hard work from a lot of people. The residents, as you know, stood in the pouring rain watching the different participants of the parade go by. So again, it was a great, it was a wet day, but a great day to commemorate a Memorial Day, so.
I agree, thank you. Yeah, the Memorial Day activities from Friday morning right through until
Right.
Monday were done nicely by Veterans Director and the staff over there, Mike Frotton, and I know we saw Lou Samaglia out there helping organize the parade start, and it was wonderful to see the number of residents along the street and those that came to the cemetery after. It was quite a nice tribute on behalf of the town of Wilmington. I'd also like to mention that we have graduations coming up at Wilmington High School and the Shawshing Tech. We want to wish them all the very best. We won't have a meeting until after the graduations, right? So, okay, new business. Yes.
So, this came in, so again, my apologies. This came in Friday, May 22nd, 2026, 11:23 a.m. From Father Joe D'Onofrio of the Parish of the Transfiguration. The reason I'm bringing this up under new business is because they are making a request of the Select Board to have a procession from the Church of St. Thomas, 126 Middlesex Ave, Wilmington, Mass, on Sunday, June 5th at approximately 10 a.m. The procession route is planned to go from the front steps of the church on Middlesex towards Town Hall, around the Common, then right turn on School Street, return to the church steps. They anticipate about 50 people. Obviously, that is before our next meeting, and therefore we would not have time to take up an approval of this before our next meeting, so I wanted to bring it forth under new business, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Manager. The first thing that comes to mind is safety. For me, we need to talk to Chief Pupa.
Definitely need to let
Make
the
sure
chief-
that we have some coverage.
Yes.
For that walk. I don't know that they would shut down the streets, but,
Yeah, at least one detail makes sense. But I would leave it up to the chief to say what he feels like is appropriate.
yeah, okay. All right, well, let's take a motion in a second, we can have discussion. Is there a motion to approve this request from St. Thomas? There's a motion to approve by Mr. West. Is there a second by
Second with
Mr.
discussion?
DePalma?
Yeah,
Discussion? Yes.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you made it, go
Oh,
ahead.
okay. I like to see, we need to find out if they're taking up the street, if we're gonna have to, have the Wilmington PD caravanning that procession. And they're gonna have to make a determination on what time they're gonna have to, they'll come down 38 to the different spots that they wanna go to. I'd strongly recommend that we make sure with the PD on that.
My suggestion might be, just because of timing, obviously we're not gonna meet again before this, is to have a motion to approve, subject to the conditions set by the chief of police.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it said, I believe it's a 10 o'clock start, right?
Yeah, 10 o'clock start on Sunday, June 5th, approximately 10 a.m.
Approximately, yeah.
That was the time, but June 5th is a Friday. That's why I was confused.
Sunday,
The
June
7th is,
So,
the
no, wait,
Sunday.
I apologize, they sent a follow-up, said, my apologies, it's June 7th.
okay.
So I apologize,
And
June
that's-
7th at approximately 10 a.m.
So that just
Good
brings me,
catch.
Thank you. And the farmer's market starts that day. So there's going to be a lot of people around. Well, they'll still be setting up. What time do they open up?
Farmers markets are open, right?
Yeah, it's at 10, right? It's at 10? So it's going to be
Oh,
around the
10.
same time. So just a little flag there that, it's going to be a busy area. But
That's true.
I'm fine with approving, with, seeing what Chief Pupa says, but just wanted to flag that if it is going to be, it's literally at the same time as the first farmer's market, it's kind of dicey.
Yeah, and there'll be parking over
Yeah, I'm a little-
at Town Hall over here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I'm just worried about the cars and
Yeah, the
the,
interaction between the cars and.
yeah, so that's my only
Processional.
Yeah,
concern.
we'll definitely need
So
someone.
it
Yeah.
could be,
At the crosswalk.
maybe it could be subject to approval of the chief of police, including a potential route change, because he might
Yeah,
say,
yeah,
maybe you need to go a different
Yeah.
direction.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just going to be busy, so I just want to make sure that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, and we'll absolutely let them know that too.
Did you want me to revise my motion, subject to Police Chief Hooper and a potential route change? We could do,
Yep,
if
that'd be
that's,
fine, yeah.
And I'll second it again with that stipulation in there.
Does anyone have any comments on this? No? Okay,
I mean, the nice
All right.
thing is that it sounds like there's sidewalks. I was kind of envisioning the route, and you've got you got the crosswalk there at the Common, and then you got sidewalks, I think, the rest of the route.
right.
Yeah,
So at least that's,
I think the chief is gonna need to make a determination as, are they using the street? Do we need to have somebody out there at the crosswalk, because with
Yeah.
two things happening at once?
yeah, yeah.
Right, right.
And if there's a way to let the farmers market people know, because, like you said, if they're gonna be 60 people, theoretically, 40, 50 cars at the municipal parking lot, taking up the farmer market potential parking lot.
I'm guessing they're gonna be parking at the church.
Yeah, they'll
they're
park at the
gonna- they're gonna
church.
do a loop.
Church.
I think they're doing a loop
Yeah, they're
around.
doing-
Yeah,
I don't know if it's,
yeah,
it doesn't say for what
It
purpose.
doesn't say for a
or reason. I
particular
don't know if
purpose.
it's
yeah,
a
I don't know.
procession, if it's a particular saint or something. So, all right, with that said, approval with the contingency that Chief Pupa will contact and approve this route with the potential of changing and working with the farmer's market.
Yeah.
All right? All those in favor? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Manager. Okay, I think that brings us to any other new business first. No, brings us to important dates.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. On May 27th, so tomorrow night, we're going to have a community forum here in the Great Hall for the North Wilmington Fire Substation at 6:30 p.m. And then next Sunday is Wilmington High School graduation, May the 31st. June 6th, we have the fishing derby at Town Beach at Silver Lake at 7:30 a.m. June 7th through October 4th, the Farmers Market on the Town Common Sundays from 10 to 1. And then we have our next Select Board meeting, June 8th, the Select Board here at Town Hall at the hearing room at 7 p.m. June 11th, we have Shawshene Tech's graduation. June 10th, we have brush up off at Old Main Street from 8 to 2. June 13th is the townwide yard sale from 8 to 2. June 13th is also a brush drop off at Old Main Street from 9 to 4. And also on June 13th, there is a flag retirement ceremony at the Minuteman headquarters at 1:30 p.m. Those are our important dates, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Manager. This evening, our salute to service is extended to all of our veterans. We thank and express our gratitude for their service to our nation, and we remember those who sacrificed their lives for the freedoms we enjoy. Being no further business, I don't see anybody. I'd ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
First by Mr. De Palma, seconded by Mr. Gerwa. Any discussion? All in favor? And thank you all very much.
Good night, everyone.